What is up, gamers? It's your boy The Goods, and we are back for episode number 29 of Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Justice for All. In the last episode, we started the final day of the final try of... I was doing so good. The final day of the final trial, holy shit, of the second game. And here's this asshole that I hate so much. Oh, I knew it was a good idea to hold her hostage. Don't you agree, Mr. Lawyer? I never thought in your desperation you'd try to pin the guilt onto Adrian. I swear this demon will pay.
Mr. Nick!
Pearls, where's Mia?
I don't know. A really strong power suddenly called her away.
Yo, that's Mystic Maya. Really strong power. Oh, shit. I hate doing this voice. My throat already fucking hurts from doing other voices.
Oh, Mr. Nick, your phone is...
It's from Gumshoe. Beep. How's it going? Have you... Oh, wait, it's Gumshoe. Never mind. Have you been hanging in there, pal? Yeah, sort of. We just barely found something to latch onto. Phew, that's good, pal. And what about you? Anything yet? Have you figured out where the killer and Maya are? We still don't have any leads, but... What? We don't have any more time! If we just had one, even a single clue would be really helpful. I was only able to come this far because I kept thinking to myself, I've got to keep the trial going until Maya's been rescued. But if I just run out of luck this time, is all our hope for naught? A tent. Huh? A tent? I could see a circus tent. Mia! It looks like Maya was unconscious until just a few minutes ago. As soon as she woke up, she called for me. So it was Maya that called you away. She's locked in a dusty little room right now, but I could see a circus tent out the window about 300 feet away. Gumshoe! Is there a circus in town right now? There's only one, pal, the Berry Big Circus. Maya's somewhere within the 300-foot radius of that main tent. What? Okay, hold on a sec, pal. Hey, draw a circle on the map, about 300-foot radius from the main tent. Hurry! And I could see a mailbox under the window just outside. Gumshoe, there's a mailbox! Okay, what else? What else, Mia? I'm sorry, but it was a very small window. I couldn't see anything else. It felt like I was in an old office building, maybe the 3rd floor or so. I heard her. An old office building. Good stuff, pal. Okay, just hang in there. Just a little longer, pal. Wish us luck. Good luck. I'll call you later, so don't let your battery die, okay, pal? Mia, Maya's not hurt, right? She's in a pretty bad state, Phoenix. She's being starved. Gumshoe, please hurry. Looks like we're out of time. Are you alright, Phoenix? It's only a matter of time before Maya's rescued. I can do this. I just have to make this trial last a little longer. Yo, I'm not gonna lie. I'm scared for Little Monkey, bro. I'm scared. I know what happens, but I'm scared. I get too into this shit, bro. Court will now reconvene. The killer, the man who murdered the victim, handed this to his client. From this, one obvious question arises. Why this particular item? I believe the answer to that question will provide us with the name of the real culprit. Now then, the prosecution calls the defendant's manager, Adrian Andrews, to the stand. Currently, the witness is accused of tampering and obstruction of justice. However, you've been called to the witness stand today to ascertain who exactly is guilty of murder.
I understand.
Very good. Now, have you seen this bear before, Miss Andrews?
Of course I have.
You've seen it before? That's right. It's only natural the witness has. Miss Andrews, could you please enlighten the court into this bear's secrets?
All right.
Why? Why does she... I don't know. I just work here, man. I don't know.
Actually, this is an elaborate puzzle. If you know the correct order, it can be taken apart one piece at a time. At its center is a small cavity with just enough room to store a small item. Because of its complexity, if you don't know the order, you can't open the bear. You really can't tell that it's a small jewelry box just by looking at it.
That's clever. That's cool. So this figurine, it's a container of sorts, is it?
Yes, looks can be deceiving, wouldn't you agree?
Yes, this is superb craftsmanship. Oh yes, I nearly forgot. You may begin your cross-examination, Mr. Wright. Looks like there really was something to that bear after all. I gotta press her on every one of her statements. Fuck, I'm not reading all this shit, bro. It's a puzzle. You know the correct order, you can open it. So how do you take it apart? Push its tail, and its arms and legs. Yeah, bro's just gonna fuck with the puzzle. Okay. So she got the souvenir. So who knows how to solve this puzzle? Just her and Juan. It's a gift from Switzerland, but it's also a fucking toy. Oh, the suicide note was inside it. We're gonna find that out soon. Well, Mr. Wright, I think even you've come to realize that there's one very important fact we've uncovered, and that is, this bear is actually a jewelry box. Now that we've agreed to this point, there's only one logical question that can come next, and that is this. What is inside this box? What's inside? That's right, and that's what we're gonna find out next. Miss Andrews?
Yes?
You're the only one who can open this. Please, do that. She is stanced up always. So everyone's watching her. Click.
I've opened it. Is this what you wanted?
Oh, what is that? It looks like a note.
I don't think we need to guess at what this is, do we, Mr. Wright? It's the suicide note.
The suicide note?
The suicide note left by Juan Carita's former manager, Celeste Impax. Until now, no one knew of its whereabouts, but just as we suspected, it was hidden. Hidden by the victim, Juan Carita himself. It seems Celeste Impax had a very beautiful handwriting, and she just as beautifully signed her own name on this document. This is most definitely the note she left right before she committed suicide.
Order! Witness, did you know about this?
Yes, I did. I heard all about it from Juan. When I discovered his body, I looked for the bear. I wanted to destroy the note before it became public, but I couldn't find it anywhere.
Because it had already been taken by the killer.
Everything's going at Mr. Edgeworth's pace. So now that the suicide note's been found, what's the next logical question?
What's written on the note?
That's right. At least, that's what I would think.
Now then, I believe it's only appropriate the contents of this note be known.
I can't stop you, can I? I went through so much just to get my hands on it, and I was going to burn it for her sake.
I'm deeply sorry, but I can't allow you to persuade me to stop. Your Honor, if you could please read the contents of the note aloud.
Very well.
The judge's voice rang loud and clear through the deathly silent courtroom. In her note, Celeste Impax left us a record of all that had happened to her, about being used and then thrown away by On Guard, about being engaged to Carita and On Guard's role in destroying that, and about how she decided in her despair to end it all.
And that's all Miss Impax had to say.
There's one thing I'd like to say here. The prosecution has no interest in slandering Mr. On Guard.
Then what?
Our intention, Your Honor, is to establish a motive for murder. Isn't that correct, witness?
Yes. On the night of the murder, Juan was going to make the contents of the note public. After the post-ceremony show, he was going to hold a press conference.
My word!
That On Guard values above all else his refreshing like a spring breeze image, which is why he had to stop this note from being made public. At any cost!
It's On Guard's fault that woman killed herself, and this time he fucking killed someone else. What a terrible, selfish person. Guess there are slimeball
lawyers out there who will defend anybody. Fucking hell. There's no room for doubt here. Mr. The Killer client's goal was to obtain this suicide note, and the only person who needed this note that badly is the defendant. Let's not forget the bear with this note inside was found at the defendant's house.
It seems that we've come to the truth at last. The defendant's motives were entirely selfish. He deserves no sympathy from anyone.
How am I supposed to escape from this one?
Why the hesitation, Phoenix? Gumshoe hasn't called yet, so you know what you must do.
I know, I have to carry on and buy him some more time. Alright, there's two deadly pieces of evidence, the figurine and the suicide note. Maybe I can find a way out of the situation through one of those.
The gavel's already in the judge's hand, Phoenix. Hurry.
Hurry. Let me go ahead and present the figurine. Didn't say that Numbnuts didn't know how to open it. Please wait, Your Honor. Oh man, look at that lawyer. He's still going at it. It's like he doesn't care what the fuck he's doing. The assassin took this with him from the scene of the crime after murdering Mr. Kurita. At the request of his client, of course.
So, what's your point, Mr. Wright?
I don't think it's possible that Mr. DeKiller's client was Matt Engarde. In fact, I think there's a contradiction here. You can't tell just by looking at it that this bear is really a jewelry box. The chances that Matt Engarde thought the note was inside this bear are 0 to none.
Oh, I didn't think of it that way.
Exactly, but I did think of it that way, and I thought it was rather strange. After all, there's no reason why Mr. Engarde would ever want a jewelry box like this.
Order, order, order! You make a valid point, Mr. Wright. Mr. Edgeworth, what's your opinion?
It was just a flash, but I think I did rather well on this one.
Unfortunately, I think he believes differently.
I believe a show of appreciation's in order.
Oh,
The defense seems to be in love with wishing more despair upon itself. I'd like to direct the court's attention to this.
what is that?
It's a very small video camera, Your Honor. This type of camera is commonly used as a means of spying.
Spying?
What the? I thought that spy camera was in my possession. Matt Engarde and the victim both thought of the other as their biggest rival. They even went as far as to use this type of item to find each other's weaknesses.
And?
The victim, Juan Kurita, was being spied on. His personal life was being watched by none other than Matt Engarde.
Order, order! Mr. Wright,
Yes, Your Honor.
you don't tell me you knew about your client's spying activities.
Well, sort of.
Sort of is not an acceptable answer, Mr. Wright.
I see you're confused, Mr. Wright. You're probably thinking, but I have the camera that was in that stuffed bear's eye. But this camera that I have is not the same one. Last night, I searched the victim's house on a hunch, using this Gumshoe's bug sweeper. By the way, Mr. Wright, the defendant's fingerprints were found on this camera.
Matt Engarde's fingerprints were on there.
Well, Phoenix, it looks like those cameras were hidden all over the place, huh?
What am I supposed to say to that? I think this is the end. It's fairly obvious that Mr. Engarde learned of the suicide note through this. He was watching the victim all along. He got me good this time. I don't have anything to counter that. Mommy, is that man the killer guy? Shush, stop. Don't look at him. The way he's sweating is nasty.
Phoenix,
Yes, Chief?
have you figured out what you're going to do next?
What I'm gonna do next is running away like a frightened child work?
I know it seems like Mr. Edgeworth is very close to putting the lid on this case, but in his eagerness to prove his point, he forgot one very important thing.
Well, what is it, Mia?
There's a piece of evidence that he should really investigate.
Something he should investigate.
I'd really hate to see the good prosecutor get scolded for not remembering to look at the item when he had the chance.
Why are you speaking in riddles all of a sudden? Just fucking tell me.
All right, I think this time we finally understand everything.
I got a silence unknown call. Let me figure that shit out. What the fuck? It was a fucking... I've been getting spam calls like crazy, so I, like, turned off, fucking, like, unverified calls. Like, I blocked any call that's not in my fucking contacts, but then, like, if it's verified, it'll, like, send me a notice, and that one was verified, but it was just another scam. It was just, like, an actual number that time. Because they've been spoofing numbers and pissing me off.
Well, Mr. Wright, you don't have any further objections, do you?
What is this piece of evidence that Mia's talking about? Can I figure out what it is that still needs to be looked at? Let me go ahead and present evidence, and then present Celeste's suicide note. I have an objection, Your Honor. That was the weakest objection I've ever heard, Mr. Wright. Objection! Your Honor! The defense has no intention of letting this go so easily!
You're beginning to sound desperate.
That's just your imagination, Your Honor! Mr. Edgeworth, this is not like you at all. In your eagerness to prove your point, you forgot something.
Hey, isn't that what I just said?
So you're telling me that I forgot something? You're so close, Mr. Edgeworth, but there's something you really should examine about this piece of evidence. I can't even examine here.
That is Miss Impax's suicide note, right?
Who knows? I mean, sure, this suicide note was found inside the bear, but this bear was in my possession until only a few moments ago. Which means the handwriting on this suicide note is yet to be analyzed.
Oh!
So, as to whether this pivotal piece of evidence was really written by Miss Impax or not, that is yet to be even remotely confirmed.
Mr. Wright, you can't seriously be such a...
Mr. Wright, are you saying this suicide note is a fake?
Miss Andrews, you were the one who tried to pin the murder on Mr. Ongard. Who's to say you didn't create a fake suicide note and put it into this bear?
How dare you!
Objection! Fucking bullshit. Your Honor, the defense is indiscriminately accusing the witness again. There's no evidence linking the witness to the suicide note whatsoever. Objection! But if this is a fake, then the witness is the only person who could have made it. What? Recall the witness's testimony concerning this figure. The only person other than the victim who could solve the puzzle was the witness herself.
Oh,
Miss Andrews, you wrote this note, didn't you? You wrote it so you could use it to frame Matt Ongard.
I did no such thing.
Objection! Right! If you're going to say that, then show this court some evidence to support your theory. Objection! Mr. Edgeworth, you are the one who presented this scrap of paper as evidence. That means the burden of proof lies with you, the prosecution.
That's enough! Mr. Edgeworth, can you confirm the handwriting on this suicide note?
It's as the defense stated, the handwriting is yet to be analyzed.
If that's the case, it seems that yet again we've reached a point where a verdict is impossible.
That's impossible! This isn't good, Phoenix. The judge is going to carry this trial over one more day. I don't think Maya will physically be able to make it another day.
I didn't want to have to do this, but I don't have a choice. I request that both the prosecution and the defense further investigate.
Handwriting analysis, my butt. That's just the lawyer trying to buy more time. Ongard's guilty as shit.
I think we've reached the end of the line.
Guilty! 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 Guilty!
What is that sound?
It's Gumshoe. Hello, Gumshoe. What's with him? And what's with that sigh? Where's Maya? What happened to the killer?
He got away.
What?
I'm sorry, pal, I really am. I don't know what to say besides I'm sorry. I wish there was some way to make it up to you, I really do.
Anyway, what's going on?
We found his hideout, pal, but the two of them are already gone.
This is terrible.
I'm gonna keep looking for him, pal. Don't you worry, I just need a little more time. But don't tell me we don't have any more.
Guilty! 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 Do you hear that? They're calling for his head!
Mr. Wright, that can't... For us to come this far and...
Oh! What is it?
Let me talk to Mr. Edgeworth!
I can't do that!
Mr. Wright! Would you please get a hold of yourself?
Yes, Your Honor.
I am about to end today's proceedings. You can make your phone calls after.
Hold on, Your Honor. Edgeworth, catch!
Mr. Edgeworth! Please, you've got to buy us some more time!
Court is in session. Oh, I'm sorry, Your Honor. You were saying?
Mr. Wright! This is a court of law!
I'm sorry, Your Honor, but...
I am reluctant to do this. However, it appears I have no choice but to suspend the proceedings until tomorrow.
This time I really can't do anything.
Court is now adjourned for the day.
What difference does that make? Objection! What difference does that make? Please wait, Your Honor. Edgeworth?
What is it, Mr. Edgeworth?
I humbly request another 30 minutes of Your Honor's time.
For what purpose?
We can perform the necessary tests on this piece of evidence in that time.
But can you really obtain your results in 30 minutes?
I believe we can, Your Honor.
But wouldn't it be better if we adjourn for today and reconvene tomorrow?
30 minutes! Please, Your Honor! That's all I'm asking for! Please, Your Honor!
Very well. At the prosecution's request, this court will now take a 30-minute recess. but be advised I will not allow another recess today.
Not sure if this is helping or hurting us.
The court will now take its final recess of the day.
I'm a little fucking scared. Right! Well, what's going on with Maya's situation? It's a killer. Looks like he got away again. 30 minutes. Can we find her in that time? Ugh. Report! Is that Mr. Edgeworth? We don't have time. Just spit it out! Right. It looks like we just missed him, sir. But the killer left a few things behind by accident and has rushed to get away. A few things. Can we use any of them as evidence? I thought you'd ask, pal. I've got the things he left with me right now, and I'm on my way over. Really? That's odd. Any items like that are usually sent to the crime lab first. We don't have time to wait for those guys, sir. When those guys weren't looking, I swiped the stuff and ran. What? Well, I'm not a detective anymore, so I had to. I'm really sorry, sir, but I've got to put the law on hold for now. Sounds bad. I hope he doesn't get into too much trouble over this. With my hunk of junk car, I'd say I'll be there in about 20 minutes, sir. Don't worry, I'll be there. Wait for me. Alright, just get here in one piece. I'm on a mission, and no one can stop me now, sir. No one. I'm pulling out all the stops and running every red light. Items left by the murderer, huh? Maybe there's something among them that will be decisive enough to end this. The fuck is that? What was that? Hey, what's wrong? Detective Gumshoe, answer me! No one can stop me! What? What happened? Sounded like he had an accident. I'm guessing his cell phone broke as well. What was he thinking? He's gotta hurry and call for help. We have no idea where he is. His cell phone's broken and he wasn't driving a patrol car, so no radio either. Also, if we don't get those items before they do, the police will take possession of them. No, we can't let that happen! Well, if there's one thing we can find... Well, if there's a way we can find out where he is, then we stand a chance. Why? Why did Gumshoe have to get into an accident now? Is there any way to find out exactly where he is at this moment? There is a way. That's right, there is a way! What? How? I'm sure we can find out where he is. Oh, the fucking... Oh! Okay, I have to present Von Karma's profile, because she had a fucking, like, tracker on him. Why are you bringing up Franziska at a time like... Oh, I see! I'll try to get in contact with her. The chances are slim, but she's all we have. Franziska, will she even want to help us? Edgeworth, what is it? I don't have any right to judge anyone ever again. I know my client is guilty, but what I'm doing now, I'm pinning the guilt onto someone totally innocent and using the evidence to do so. It might be my turn to say defense attorney Phoenix Wright chooses death. Right. Doesn't suit someone like you to cry useless tears. Whether you did your job well or not, that can only be seen after the verdict has been decided. The verdict? Is Prosecutor Edgeworth here? Yes, bailiff. There's a phone call for you, sir. They said it was extremely urgent. They're probably finished with the handwriting analysis. I have to go take this call. In the meantime, think hard about what it is you must do. Holy shit. This is getting fucking intense. Oh my god. I'm a little scared, bro. Holy shit. Let me go ahead and save the game real quick. Let's go ahead and save everything, bro. God, this is nuts. God, we're at like the very end. Alright. I went and got fucking lunch, so I'm a little discombobulated, bro. I don't even know where the fuck I'm at right now.
Court will now reconvene. I assume both sides are ready.
Yes, Your Honor. Also, I don't even remember. It was 2 seconds ago. I had mac and cheese for lunch, baby. Yo! Yes, Your Honor.
I can understand the defense acting like this. However, why do you also seem distraught, Mr. Edgeworth?
That is... It's nothing, Your Honor. Fuck is happening? What's happening? What's wrong with Edgeworth?
It looks like something unexpected just happened to him.
Now then, Mr. Edgeworth, if you could please tell the court the results of the handwriting analysis on Miss Impax's suicide note.
Yes, Your Honor. Unfortunately, we've discovered that this suicide note is a forgery. What?
What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth?
No way. This note was not written by Miss Impax herself. It's a fake.
No way! Really?
Order! 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 Mr. Edgeworth, would you care to explain what is going on? If this was not written by Miss Impax, then who wrote it?
We need more time to do a more detailed analysis. However, it appears the handwriting matches that of the victim, Mr. Juan Carita.
Mr. Carita? Well, it looks like Miss Impax never left a suicide note after all. She never wrote anything about On Guard.
However, Your Honor, even though the suicide note is indeed faked, Mr. On Guard could not have known that, so the facts remain unchanged. Acting under the assumption that it was real, he had plotted to possess it.
That does sound very plausible.
His theory that On Guard had no idea the suicide note was fake. Something seems a little wrong with it. Okay, so present evidence. Oh, and then the fucking spy camera. The defense believes the theory the prosecution stated contradicts testimony. That everything the prosecution's proven up to this point is true, and it's impossible for Mr. On Guard to not have known. Because of the camera.
What is this little item called again?
A video camera, Your Honor. Well, a very small one, but...
Oh, that's right, a camera. Ah, you kids and your fancy toys nowadays.
Mr. Edgeworth, earlier you claimed that Mr. On Guard knew of the existence of this note, because he was spying on the victim, isn't that right? If that were true, this means Mr. On Guard would have known the victim had forged the note.
So then the defendant knew the suicide note was a fake. And if that's true, the situation has suddenly changed in a very dramatic way.
Exactly, Your Honor. The prosecution's theory as to what Mr. On Guard's motive for murder was, it suddenly disappeared into thin air. But, Your Honor, it's not as if Mr. On Guard monitored Mr. Carita 24 hours a day. Perhaps the victim wrote the note in place Mr. On Guard didn't know of. Well, right back at you, Mr. Edgeworth. Why don't you show us some proof the victim made the forgery at an unknown place?
Order! 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 Mr. Edgeworth, it looks like this time it is you who has dug his own grave.
As I figured.
Huh? As you figured?
As I figured, it came down to this after all.
Mr. Edgeworth, you're not making any sense.
When I heard the results of the handwriting analysis, I thought this might happen. The question is, what next? What next? The prosecution can't prove Mr. On Guard's motive through the evidence. Then we must prove it from another angle.
Well, I agree with you there.
Your Honor, the prosecution would like to call a witness to the stand at this time.
Oh, well, that's fine.
However, this witness is a little unusual. Edgeworth's stuttering. It's not like him at all.
Unusual? Well, what sort of witness is this person, Mr. Edgeworth?
This witness is one who is perfectly fit to answer once and for all the question of who was it that hired Shelley DeKiller to commit murder? It's impossible. Who in the... No such person exists who can answer that question with such certainty.
Yes, Mr. Edgeworth. Who is this witness?
It's
Yes, go on. Who is it?
the man himself, Mr. Shelley DeKiller.
Oh, Mr. DeKiller. Wait! Shelley DeKiller? What? No way! You mean the killer? I mean the assassin?
Yes, Your Honor.
He's coming here to the witness stand?
Well, yes, in a manner of speaking. I recognize that this is a very unusual circumstance, so I ask for your permission.
Well, Mr. Wright?
Yes?
Is it alright with you?
I have a choice here? I can't really do much else to drag this trial out. The defense has no objections, Your Honor.
I wonder if it really is alright to do this.
Very well then, the prosecution calls its witness to the stand. Edgeworth, is there no other way left for us? Now then, witness. Your name and your, occupation, please. Oh my god.
Very good, sir. My name is Shelley DeKiller, and I'm a professional assassin.
I say! What is going on here?
Your Honor?
How can you remain so calm? And what is the meaning of this two-way radio?
Actually, Your Honor, it was delivered to me just now, and it came with a condition. As long as we don't trace its source, Mr. DeKiller will testify to this court. So this must be what that urgent phone call he got was about earlier.
Oh no, this will not do! I cannot allow this in my court! First of all, we can't even be sure this really is Mr. DeKiller himself!
Witness, please present some sort of proof that you are in fact Shelley DeKiller.
I understand. Please wait a second. I'm so hungry.
Maya!
A voice! Mr. Wright, can you confirm anything from this?
The defense has no objection to this person. We are satisfied that this man is indeed Shelley DeKiller.
It looks like we've run into yet another unexpected turn of events. Well, it doesn't seem like we have too many choices under these circumstances. So,
In the next episode, we'll go ahead and deal with this. For right now, we get the fuck up out. Thank you so much for watching. In the next episode, it will be the final episode of Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney, Justice for All. Bye-bye!